Be yourself. Don't have a niche if you don't want one. You don't need a niche. The algorithm is going to push what you make. I'm not going to let a robot tell me what to do. The algorithm is a robot. You think I'm going to live my life based off a robot? Please, your platform is an extension of you. If you want to do more than one thing, you can. That makes you relatable. That makes you more authentic, and it makes you more well-rounded, and it will boost your engagement in the end, and it will make your channel super duper successful. Hey everyone, I'm Deanna, and this is Jackie. Welcome to Glow in Peace. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the rise of relatability. Inspired by The Crown, I was thinking about why Princess Diana was so likable. She was just as rich. I don't know if many people know this. I think most people know she came from wealth. She was nobility. She was a whole princess, but R.I.P. But why was she so well liked? Because she was relatable. But what made her relatable? Her authenticity made her relatable, right? That's why people loved her. People loved her because they could relate to her compassion, her realness, her kindness. She was a well-rounded human from videos, clips. I've never met my good sis personally, probably because I wasn't even born and I was not living in Britain at the time, but she just seemed like a very sweet, kind, personable person. So the reason why I brought this up in terms of Princess Diana is because she's kind of the blueprint in terms of being rich, being titled, and being relatable. But why hasn't anyone been able to successfully follow that blueprint? Looking on social media, people who are rich or become rich or socialites seem very distant and seem very disconnected from people. Take Kylie Jenner. The point of me saying this is social media is trending towards a rise of relatability. People don't want to necessarily follow individuals because of clout anymore, but really because of content and how genuine people are. And I say this because I feel the same. I feel this for me. People really want authenticity. They want someone that they can see themselves in. And Princess Diana, you saw yourself in her. You could see compassion. You could relate to her compassion. You may not be able to relate to her wealth or her titles, but you can relate to other things in her. You can relate to her compassion. You can admire her compassion. And a lot of celebrities, I don't want to say don't have compassion or lack compassion, but they're very out of touch to the point where it's very standoffish. By right, you could be poor and standoffish. It's truly a mindset. And that's why Princess Di was so iconic and still is to this day. But social media, well, let's just take YouTube for example. The origin of YouTube started as just a way to share content, whatever was on your heart, to make stories, to share comedy, to do whatever was on your heart. And it's only like in the past 10 years that it became very commercialized. YouTube is not that old, okay? It's not ancient, okay? It's not, I don't know it's not well, did MySpace predate YouTube? That's besides the point. I don't know. But the point is, YouTube started off as being authentic. And somewhere along the line, it was a lot of clickbait was like super popular. Like, oh my, like, you know, and I'm not saying that sometimes I don't, you know, you want to catch someone's eye, but, you know, I'm talking like, man falls off bridge, jumps over, busts his head, then he does a somersault flip, and it's really just a guy goes down a slide. Like, what you being extra for? Just say a guy went down a slide. I still would have watched it if you just told me. I don't like being deceived like that. Like, for instance, I have a video coming out called "The Fat Guy Stole My Lunch and Stole My Food Out My Hand and Sat on Me." A true story. I wish I was lying. Sidebar, my SD card got wiped, so I have to restore it. So y'all pray that we can see the footage, because I'm not filming that video again. Y'all just not gonna get the story. So pray Best Buy can do something. But you know, you don't have to be anyone other than yourself to be authentic, because there's someone that's gonna love you for you. There's multiple someones that's going to love you for you. I remember when I met Glozell, and if you don't know who Glozell is and you're on YouTube, shame on you. Glozell is probably one of the blueprints of YouTube, or the earliest content creators, YouTubers, and I always loved her. And when she was at the Crocs store in 2013, I saw her, and my dad was talking to her husband randomly. I'm like, he's just talking to her husband, and then she just came out, and everyone was trying to get a picture, so I got my little phone out, and I took a picture of, you know, me and her, and she was really sweet. And I'm like, wow, you know, I just met Kelly Stamps the other day, and she was really dope, and meeting her, it was a really cool experience. And I just thought about what's the similarity between the two. They have different styles, whatever, but that's true. However, it's their authenticity that people can relate to. They are nothing more than themselves, nothing less than themselves. They show up as themselves, and people love them for them. So for anyone who's thinking about starting a YouTube channel, just remember, all you have to be is yourself. This is my platform, right? I won't say famous, but I'm becoming noticeable primarily for hair. That was never my intention. I just create content. It just picked. And what I believe it is, the YouTube algorithm, it wants to push your content, okay? People might think, like, especially if you have under 100 subscribers, because it certainly felt like that when I was under 100 subscribers, that YouTube just didn't want to push my content. No, the algorithm tries to search for a niche to push your content. And because it wants to push your content, YouTube thrives off of content. If all YouTubers stop making YouTube videos, you know, the platform would be in trouble. It would lose a lot of money. But the YouTube algorithm is looking for a way to push your content. So if you make certain lifestyle videos, whatever, it's going to push that and recommend it and push it and push your content. If you make car reviews, that's what it's going to push. My hair content, it pushed it, and that's why sometimes other videos don't do as well, because the algorithm pushes it more. I see more impressions, I see more, you know, people viewing it, clicking on it, because that's what the algorithm is trying to market me as, a hair YouTuber. And I'm not just a hair YouTuber, I am a no niche YouTuber, and that is eventually what YouTube is going to become. That's eventually what's going to become trendy. No niche is not having a niche is going to be really trendy, to just do whatever you want, not just talk about a specific thing. This is why in building my channel, I'm not going to build it on a niche. Like, I'm going to talk about hair, I'm going to talk about other things. I'm talking about this, which doesn't have anything to do with hair. But eventually the niche is not going to be to have a niche, which people with no personality, boy, you're in trouble, because if you build your personality about one thing, you're going to have more than that one thing. You're going to have people like you for you. And if you don't have a likable personality, that's tough. That's tough. Like, so I think it's definitely projected, I'm going to say even within the next 5 years, for personality content, if you will, and more authentic content. People are coming like back to the origins of YouTube type content. It's gonna make a resurgence, and those who built their channel on one thing, sorry for you, unless you really like the one thing you're talking about, then do that. Like, if you really like this one thing, then go ahead. But if you are fearful that if I talk about more than one thing, people aren't going to support me, don't care what people think. Your content, there's always going to be, your content is always going to be for somebody. It might not be for everybody, but it's going to be for somebody. And you got to stop worrying about popularity, because I know for me, I'm like, should I make other content than other than hair? If hair is what does well, I got to make what people like. I don't got to do a damn thing. This is my channel. Like, what did you think this was? I don't have to make content just because you guys like it. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not mean. Like, if you say, Deanna, can you please make this video? I'm trying to figure out what to do with my hair. I'll make it. But I'm not just going to make one thing. I'm not going to just be limited to like one thing. Are you crazy? And I, you know, encourage you to don't build your channel on one thing if you have more than one interest, because what may happen is people might feel bamboozled when you talk about other things, and they might, you know, they might feel a bit like, okay, I thought she was doing this, but she's actually doing this, or he's actually doing that. That's crazy. And a lot of people who come to my channel for hair, they stay for other things. The other things being me. They actually like me. You guys actually like me, which is really cool, because I'm not trying to be liked. I'm just myself. It's not some act I do for the camera. I wish I filmed it this morning, but I was trying to open my water bottle. Tell me how the whole thing twisted off and all the water spilled. It felt like I feel like my life is a real life blooper reel. It's crazy. I'm like, see, they don't even know. Like, I struggle to open things. It's crazy. Like, it's not an act. I'm really this Renaissance woman of all this type of humor, talent, all rolled up in one with a cute kangaroo. That's me. And I will be myself at all times. So I don't know what you guys were expecting from this video, but be yourself. Don't have a niche if you don't want one. You don't need a niche. The algorithm is going to push what you make. I'm not going to let a robot tell me what to do. The algorithm is a robot. You think I'm going to live my life based off a robot? Please. I'm not doing that. So yeah. Also, you guys should know that most of my videos are rants, are just me talking. I don't always like to have notes unless I really need to, because I don't know. I don't want to have notes unless I really need to. Like, only if I really need to be organized. But, you know, if you get it, you get it. Alright. I think I made points. I might do a part 2. I am planning on making a, you know, having a no niche is the key to content creation, because I'm finding out it is. And I don't want people to feel like they have to be put in a box. Like, they can only do one thing to be successful, because you don't have to do one thing to be successful. This is your platform. Your platform is an extension of you. If you want to do more than one thing, you can. That makes you relatable. That makes you more authentic, and it makes you more well-rounded, and it will boost your engagement in the end, and it will make your channel super duper successful. So, yeah. Okay, Jackie, you have anything to say? Oh, okay. Okay, she's sleeping. All right.